What's going on, guys? This is Berz. I'm here with a review for you today. This is the C2 Summit Ultra-Sil Nano Dry Sack. This is something you can throw a whole bunch of your stuff in, your watch, your video camera, whatever, and it's going to keep your stuff nice and dry. Now, what I did was I went out and took it for a test in the ocean, which kind of looked like this. There's a sneak peek to later on in the video, but first let's get down to the details here. This is a 15 denier nylon. You can still kind of see through it a little bit. They have a couple different colors, which would be blue, green, and orange. Now, this says that it's suitable to keep contents dry in any wet situation where the bag is not submerged. I didn't read that before actually testing it. So, I don't know if you want to take this video as gospel or not, but I fully submerged it and I didn't have a problem. To that later. Well, what this does is, it basically has a full seam sealed for maximum waterproofness. So all these seams down here are taped, basically. So you don't have any water get in to the bag there. But what you want to do is you want to fill this up with what you want. You want to take this here, and I'm going to try to capture some here to show you what it looks like. You want to take it here like this, and you want to wrap it down at least 3 times. Now when I went in the water I did it 5. So anyway, and then you can buckle it like that. But as you can see here, it's keeping the air in there, which means it's watertight. There's no air getting out of there. It has this little buckle here, which keeps it locked. As you can see, if you can't really disengage one, so you have to disengage both. I wish the one negative thing that I see with this is I wish they would have some kind of a different latching system to where you could maybe carry it when it was latched. Because if I were to carry this or maybe put a rope or something onto this, I would feel kind of uneasy having these two exposed, maybe having that come down and this would pop off and I would lose everything. So I'd really like to see them kind of engineer maybe something to wrap around this, or something that would keep this from engaging while maybe you tied a rope to it to hang it on something. So what I did was, before I read all of the disclaimers, because I'm a hardcore reviewer, you know, what I did was I took this, put my camera inside of it after I tested it with something else, of course, and went into the ocean, dove through some waves, which means it was submerged, like it says you're not supposed to be.
Alright, here it goes. Was it wet in there? You got everything out?
Yeah. You can see this works great. I mean, if you were gonna use this for something just basic, keeping the water and rain off of something, you know, if you're just gonna, you know, like the one thing that my family used it for, with the exception, you know, on top of just me going in the ocean with it, was we threw all of our, like, the wallet, the cell phones, you know, anything you didn't really want to get wet, you know, through a day at the ocean. You know, we kind of threw that in here and wrapped it up, and that was that. And that kind of stuff, and taking that, you know, on a backpacking trip, which I've done once, although it didn't really rain that much. But to keep stuff just dry with rain and torrential downpours and snow, this is gonna just keep everything super dry for you. To my knowledge here, this is not made in the USA. I'd really like to see C2 Summit make this in the USA. Actually, you can see, let's see, think it says it somewhere, although I don't see where it says it. I really like to see them start to make some stuff in the USA. It's my only kind of, nag on them is their stuff's not made in the USA. I'd spend another $2 on this product if it was made in the USA, because that's how I roll. But to each their own. If you don't mind this being made in another country, which in my mind you can't get everything made in the USA, and this is a great product no matter where it's made, as far as I'm concerned. The other gripe I have is they only have like orange, blue, and this lime green. I'd really like to see them have like a coyote color, something you can use in more of a subdued, maybe if they just had a coyote color, coyote brown, or tan for that matter. I'd really like to see that for more applications. You could easily use this in an application where you were, I wouldn't say tactical, but you had to be in an environment that you didn't really want people to see lime green or blue or orange type of bag. I think there's a market for that, and I think they're kind of missing out on that market with not having those colors, with not having more of a basic color, at least one offering of a basic color. I will also say that I have had keys and such in this, and I think over time it would wear out. I am, just with the fact that you can see how thin that is, if you want to stay watertight, I wouldn't put anything in here that's going to be super aggressive in regards to cutting or slashing or poking a hole in this fabric here, this 15B. As you can see, you can already see through it, and I could easily see something popping through there. So that's just one thing just to keep in mind. But if you want it for clothes, all that stuff, you're going out into the wilderness on a trek and you want to keep, some of your stuff super dry, you're going out into the snow, and there's going to be a blizzard, and you definitely want to keep, say, your socks dry. This is going to do the job, so that when you get to the next day, or you get in a situation where you need something dry, you got a shirt and some socks and some change of clothes, this is going to keep your stuff dry and keep you alive. So that's, this stuff sack is relatively cheap, coming in from around $10 to $20 each, depending on what size you get. My review of the Sea to Summit bag. They have lots of different colors. They have lots of different sizes. This is a 13 liter one. They have, let's see here, they have a bunch of different sizes. You have the 13, which is this one, which is 9 by 6.5 by 20. Which is, I'd say, probably a minimum that you'd probably want to have if you're going to store clothing. They also have a 20 liter, a 35 liter, a 4, a 2, and a 1 liter, with their biggest one being 12.2 inches by 10 inches by 27 inches. Smallest one is 5 inches by 2 inches by 10. So they have a lot of different options on sizing. These don't even weigh anything. The only thing that weighs anything is the buckle. The fabric itself is basically weightless. This is going to cost you nothing in taking it with you. So that's my review of the Sea to Summit Ultra-Sil Nano stuff sack. If you have any questions on it, let me know. If you got one, put it in the comments or a video response. And till next time, later.